Hi, this is Josh Stell. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be explaining my motivation engagement strategy for my PIDP program, 3250 with Chris Carell. And I will be satisfying assignment number 2, part 4. The tips and strategies that I will be looking at is number 8, found on page 87 and 88. Integrate goals, activities, and assessments. This is found in our textbook, Student Engagement Techniques by Elizabeth Barkley. And in particular, I'm going to be looking closely at Wiggins and McTeague's backward design, a framing model, planning model for planning out a unit, for planning out a lesson, um, that can be used with prescribed outcomes or proposed curriculum, depending on where you're at. So, it is a three-parter, so we'll be looking at the three parts. We'll be looking closely, and then I'll be looking at an example to show you how I might use it in my classroom. One of the reasons that I am interested in this is that it is a good fit with pair teaching, and that's something that I'm interested in. Okay, so let's look a little closer at Wiggins and McTeague's backward design. Get myself out of there. Okay, the backward design. So as it suggests, you want to think about where you want to be and plan backwards. So you begin with the goals, you begin with the values, the attitudes, the transferable and conceptual understanding that you want for your students. That may come from student outcomes, so that you are carefully disseminating what the values and goals are of the outcomes. Then you look for ways to assess this understanding, look for the evidence of understanding, and finally you carefully design your student activities, bringing it all together. So, step 1, the big picture. What is worth understanding? Okay, so we're thinking in the big picture, we're thinking large, transferable concepts and processes, thinking critically, problem solving, working with others, these transferable skills. And we're going to be prioritizing the curriculum, looking for the big ideas. So this might be a moment of assessing your textbook, making sure that it is going to be, kind of picking and choosing what is supporting your big picture, what is supporting your big ideas. Okay, keeping the values in mind, what is worth understanding and why. Because remember, what we're going for here is these large tools that the students will use through with understanding, as opposed to minutia. So the values direct purpose for the students, and the purpose will lead to increased student motivation. The end goal being transferable, enduring conceptual understanding that is transferable to other subjects. So how would that present? What would it look like? Use a rubric that highlights the values of the big picture and carefully design projects or practice for the students. So step 2, sorry. 6 levels of enduring understanding by Wiggins and McTeague. So these 6 ideas would help to you design your rubric, but these are how we're going to recognize understanding in our students, how we're able to explain to others, how we're able to take maybe perhaps a similar situation and apply the new understanding to a new situation. So transferring, how we are to explain, how a student can explain their perspective. So recognizing their choices and values in a certain situation and emphasizing their value, and then perhaps demonstrating self-knowledge by way of reflection, um, metacognition, thinking about how they're thinking about the big picture. And the step 3, how are we going to, what are we going to get the students to do to use this understanding to deepen it? Tasks are built carefully with design values as our base, so that we're making sure that their efforts and their efforts are focused on the values that we've decided in step 1. That it is an authentic project with real value, real world value, and hopefully that it will foster deep thinking, problem solving, and that we make sure that we provide timely feedback to help any misunderstanding, to help students talk through some of the challenges they're experiencing, and keeping them focused and honed for understanding. And finally, so wrapping it up with backward design. Wiggins and Metteig's backwards design model. I wanted to say that a quote here from Metteig, that the planning framework is not simple, and that he suggests think big, start small, and go for an early win. So perhaps we might start with a unit that we're comfortable with, start with a project that we feel confident in, and put it through the backward design model. Reevaluate the values, look at how we can assess our students' understanding, and then tweak or design the projects and practicals that will help these students focus and deepen their understanding and create meaning through doing. All right, thank you very much. My name is Josh, and this is my assignment 2, part 4. Thank you. Bye-bye.